Welcome.
Howdy doody.
This is episode 18.
I said 18? It again. What the
fuck? This is take 2 on the intro.
All right.
The first
you
time
know
you
what?
said
No,
howdy
it's
doody.
not. It's take 1. They don't need to know this.
So what you been up to this week, Tavares?
Yeah, you know, busy.
Busy man.
Busy as hell.
Busy bee.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of things, just different, a lot of shit.
Yeah, it sounds like fun.
It's college.
What you been like watching and shit?
Damn, so I started Wu-Tang.
That shit's good.
That shit is good. I feel like I'm watching like Power or something. Like
yeah, like it's like this shit's like a real drama. Like
yeah.
It doesn't feel like it's
The
based
Wire
on a true
type shit.
Yeah, The
Yeah.
Wire, exactly like The Wire. Actually,
really.
It reminds me like that, like crazy.
Damn.
Like,
Yeah.
filmed the same way.
Mm-hmm. So I've been watching that. Starting Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, baby.
That shit. The pilot was dope. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
and
Not gonna
like,
lie.
come like the 3rd and 4th season, I didn't want to go back and watch. Like it gets better. Like
really?
it only
Okay.
goes up from there. I think, and it's really good.
I stayed up watching it one night and I got a couple episodes in. I woke up and it was on like episode 8. I'm definitely not that deep in, but
Yeah, I get you.
yeah.
Yeah,
What you been watching?
Well, I watched The Good Place.
Okay.
Extremely easy watch, but extremely good. Like one of the better sitcoms.
How many seasons are there?
There's only 3 right now,
Okay.
and the 4th one premieres on the 26th of this month.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's coming up real soon. I wanted to catch up on it because I'd watched the first season before, and by the end of it, judging by the end of it too, you're kind of like, why do we need to, like, what's going on in the 2nd season?
Yeah.
And like, why do we have to do this?
Yeah.
But you do it, and it's totally worth it.
Uh-huh.
Like that's another one that just steadily got better for me.
Okay.
And there's a lot of philosophy in it because one of the main characters is a philosophy professor, and that's a huge part of the show.
Okay.
So that's a lot of fun. Ted Danson is in it.
Oh.
So when I finished that show, I went back to Cheers, sitcom that premiered in 1982, and I finished the first season of that.
Okay.
The main character is Ted Danson.
How many seasons are there?
There's 11.
Ooh.
So it's a commitment.
Yeah,
and I'm
that's
gonna
a-
kind of spread it
that's
out.
a
I'm not
long-term
gonna
one.
be binging this 11 seasons straight. I mean,
You don't want to
it's a
binge any
sitcom,
sitcom,
too.
really.
It's easy.
The Office, How I Met Your Mother. Since then, I haven't really binged any sitcoms.
I don't think I've binged a sitcom in a while.
Yeah.
Besides The Good Place.
Mm-hmm.
The Good Place isn't like one of those sitcoms though.
Yeah.
You know, like Cheers is like a group of friends.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
like Friends, just like
Okay.
How I Met Your Mother, just like that sort of thing. But the entire first season is set in a bar. You never leave the bar.
Of Cheers?
Yeah. The entire first season is set in
So
a bar.
you just watch people talk?
Yeah, but like it's still really good. I don't know how to explain it. Like
Is this on Netflix?
yes.
Okay.
And like I'm not coming at you like highly recommended.
Okay,
right?
okay.
Like it's worth a watch if you have interest in seeing like the history of television.
The history of sitcom. I
Yeah,
would teach
basically
that
because
class.
this kind of created the formula for Friends and How I Met Your Mother specifically because it's just based on a group of friends in a big city. You know, and it's formulaic like that, and it's really good.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
I need a good formulaic show. I've been kind of like feeling like I've watched everything.
Exactly, and like sometimes you just need a break.
Yeah.
Like something's nice to just like you don't have to focus too hard. Like I watched a lot of those in a row where I was just like, Jesus Christ, like I am lost in this shit.
Yeah.
But to give myself a break, I started Cheers,
Okay.
and I also started Carnival Row, which is an Amazon Prime original.
Okay.
It's really deep in terms of like the storytelling. Like it's just like there's so many layers, so much lore to it that like you're really fascinated with it like immediately, and it's very fantasy, super fantasy. Like Game of Thrones was fantasy in that there were like dragons, but like that was like mostly it. There were like human-sized fairies and werewolves and shit like that in this show.
Damn.
And they do it in a way that's not corny and cheesy. It's really good.
It seemed like from what I saw, they're like integrated into society already. Like
this is a mixed society. This is not just, and it's not. It's like any other white folk
Yeah.
The white folk there do not appreciate the critch is what they call it. The magic.
It's weird. It's weird because I'm in this philosophy of race class and we're talking about how like what it's like to live in a racialized society. And it's like even in class, like during our discussion, students won't recognize just like how deep that runs. Like
it's
like
immense.
Even in these sorts of shows where they're like beings that we can't even really that we've just completely conjured, like it's still set within like a kind of racial identity. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly, and that like
they are the other because
that's always a theme in any storyline that has different races.
And not only like that, but then the standard for normal is usually set
as
by you know who.
Yeah, by the whites.
Those people. Yeah, no.
The Caucasian.
No.
But yeah, like in Supergirl, how the entire fourth season is humans versus aliens in terms of like social justice. Like that was the biggest part of season 4. And then in Legends of Tomorrow, you'll get to a point where metahumans are kind of like outlawed eventually.
Like in the future?
Yeah. And that's a big storyline. And it keeps going with like so many shows. If there's a storyline with a different sort of race, they're going to focus on that because it's always compelling. It is always compelling, and the reason it's compelling is the sad realism.
Sad realism, yeah. Because you're just like, this seems to be the way that our psychopathology is like, you know, expressing itself in the structures that we create. Because, you know, this is all real shit. This happens. Shit, and this is all the production of ourselves. Like, none of this happens unless we will it to happen in any sort of way.
Yeah, I mean, it runs so deep.
Yeah.
And even when those storylines in Supergirl were to mimic the racial tension in America, but like Carnival Row, that's set in like England.
They even had a direct line about that.
Yeah, exactly.
With
like
Guardian.
with John Jones too, where
Jones and Guardian,
yeah, because like John Jones was like how he chose to be a black man in that country.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know, I like it.
No, but listen, like this is definitely a big thing we've been talking about. It's this thing called the master-slave dialectic, right? So like, a dialectic is, you know, I feel like I'm about 25% into understanding it. I would have put myself at like 5% a week ago. This is a very complex idea, but basically, how it has to do with the master-slave, there are different dialectics. There are a lot of different.
Yeah, I get the idea.
But the master in a place of superiority can never understand or fully
grasp,
be aware of a situation, especially in a master-slave dichotomy, because the slave is the one who's been marked inferior. They're the one who's been told what they can't have, but they know what they don't have. The superior believes that they have everything, right? That's that they are the image of perfection.
Yes.
So they are settled on a view of reality, which entitles them to a position of superiority. But when you aren't entitled to that, you not only are in a place of subjugation, but you are then forced to contemplate moving out of that place of subjugation.
Yeah.
And so by doing that, you can more fully recognize what exactly you are attaining, and thus have a more accurate view of reality itself, and not only the your place, but the implications of being in the superior place.
Yeah, like being born into a position of power and riches would obviously give you a different view of what being born into a middle class and even lower class family. But if you are in a lower class family and you work your way up, you're automatically ingrained with a more realistic view of the world. And
that's something that the person who's been marked superior can never
fully grasp that.
Can never
because
fully
they
grasp
never
that.
got to that point. They've never been given the chance.
Yeah.
Even though they've been given every chance.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy.
Damn.
We've been talking about a lot of crazy. That class is fucking blowing my shit.
Yo, I'm extremely intrigued. That was tough.
I could put you onto some reading for sure.
Yo, do that, please.
We're reading this book. Oh, you should actually get it. It just came out a couple weeks ago. It's called How to Be an Anti-Racist, and it's this guy Ibram Kendi. He's like a professor at American University, I think, but it's a very narrative based like breakdown of how to be an anti-racist, and he like,
and the way is not I have black friends.
It is not indeed. But it's
I
like,
can't be racist. I have black friends. That's the worst.
Yeah, you know, and you hear it too much, but
you hear it far too much. It's hilarious, actually.
It's
for the other whites.
We're reading in a philosophy class, but it's not even really fundamentally a philosophy book. Like it's expressing these philosophical ideas, but it's doing it in a very
realistic and
understandable way.
Yeah.
And he's usually demonstrating his idea through like stories of his past and things like that. So it's a really simple read. Yeah, you should check it out.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
It's a new book, you know. It'll blow up.
I'll check it out then.
I wonder if No Name will have it in her book club. I feel like it's a book right up her alley.
Right up that alley, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Want to roll the tape?
Got anything else?
I don't. I'm ready to roll it.
Okay. I'll let you know when the time is right. Okay.
I'll wait. Roll the tape. You have now entered the Penny Bloom Podcast, hosted by none other than Colton Robinson and Tavares Pennington. I hope you are prepared for a show unlike any that you've ever seen before. Or heard. I guess it's a podcast, so you aren't going to see anything. So we just finished up a nice watch of the pilot of the Mr. Robot series on USA. Tavares has been trying to put me on for weeks, and it has been years. I've definitely mentioned to the show at least over a year ago. That's definitely true, and I am officially sorry I slept.
Nah, it's good. You know, Amazon Prime is not easy.
No, it is not.
Yeah,
but bro, we watched that pilot, and the entire time I'm just like, this is amazing.
That shit is a just different. It's just different.
And I mean, obviously I don't have a ton of grounds to be able to say yet, but there were so many moments throughout the last 30 minutes where I was like, okay, that has to be it. There's just been so much story.
Yeah,
like, how are you going to keep pushing this further in the first episode?
Yeah.
And it just kept getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And it's kind of like its own movie.
Yeah.
In this first episode. Because like if they hadn't tacked on the very end, it very easily could have just been a short film.
Oh yeah, very easily.
And like just been fine.
Very easily. They do a really good job also leaving the cliffhangers at the end, so that like binging this show is like that. I recommend binging. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like when I watched it, binging it, it's just like you get into it. Like,
yeah, and this is obviously not the same thing in terms of intensity, but like when I was watching The Good Place, there was always something at the very end that would make it just so damn easy to roll right into the next one.
Exactly.
But you're like, holy shit, it's been 6 episodes. And that's what I fucking love about TV shows like this, is like it's just so easy to keep watching.
Yeah.
Because this one is going to be a more complicated one that I'm going to have to focus on.
Yeah, you'll want to.
And I can already tell. But I'm really excited.
But it's the way that they direct this show, I think, really brings attention to the things that they want you to get from whatever scene they're in. So it's like they make watching easy, even though it's a very deep and complex plot.
Yeah, like the cinematography alone and like everything that's happening around anybody at any given moment it matters.
Yeah.
And it's also visually very appealing. So you want to watch it even when it is difficult to be like, oh my god, what the fuck are you even talking about?
Exactly.
Because obviously I don't understand half the shit he actually says.
Yeah, no, the coding.
But, like, I get the idea.
Yeah, I get the idea. And that was something that they were really trying to do with this show. They have some I've seen some videos of them talking about how they like worked with the coding language and stuff, and like it's all real. Like they've had hackers be like, yeah, they're talking about some real shit. Like these are actual things that they do, which is impressive that they integrated that in the show so well. But it's just like a really weird like for me initially though, because I'm usually not a fan of like the whole inner monologue thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like.
Yeah, I have a tough time with that sometimes. When it's done properly, it's amazing.
This one, I think that, like, Rami Malek is, like, the person to have an inner monologue.
He is. Like, he plays this character so
And the more
well.
you see him, I can't even actually, I don't even want to talk about that. Like, that's, like, it's
just part of it. I just gotta
it's part of it. Yeah, you just gotta see it. Like, that is a big part in this show, and they do it well. And it's like, I've always hated it because it's always something that is, like, kind of useless or easy trick into narration. Like, the first show that I think about is, like, Malcolm in the Middle. Like, the narration in there is like first person or whatever, but it's so, like, it's just as a way for them to introduce the show and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's smooth, but it's not intentional.
Yeah, it's not everybody hates Chris level.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that is a intentional use of that narration.
Yeah, exactly.
But, like, they do it in Mr. Robot, it is very intentional as well.
It's excellent. Dude, how they began the episode with the shot of the blurred out businessman all walking in front of the window. And at the end, when Rami Malek is introduced to these men and they all stop, and you get the exact same blurry shot of them in the window, I was like, yo,
that shit
I lost my shit.
That shit was crazy. The thing was, like, the first time that I watched it, and he set it up to, like, the top 1% of the 1%, the men behind the closed doors, nobody knows. And it's like, okay, so here's this big place that I feel like that they are going to build to, and that was what I felt like the direction of the show was, and it was, like, kind of taking them down, exposing them.
And in a way, it reminded me of Breaking Bad's pilot, with how it started with him calling his family, being like, "I don't think I'm gonna make it." I
wonder if that was intentional. Sam Esmail, the director, he's and writer. This is his brainchild, but he pulls a lot from Taxi Driver, Fight Club. Like, he pulls a lot from other. He's a huge film buff.
I almost mentioned the Fight Club earlier because that's exactly what this reminded me of.
It is. That's why, and he does that very, like, he in interviews he said, "Yeah, I'm just a huge film nerd, so, like, I'll always throw, like."
I haven't watched Taxi Driver in forever. Have you watched that?
I actually haven't seen it before.
It's so good.
Really?
We should watch that and we should talk about it at some point.
Okay.
But it's a little too old for what we're doing every year with our thing. But
maybe once we get there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's too old.
It's too old. It's the 70s.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but it is an excellent movie, and Martin Scorsese is an amazing filmmaker, and I'm sure that's who Sam Esmail was mostly inspired by.
Yeah.
Because it's astounding. But yeah, this entire episode, I was just extremely intrigued because everything about it was appealing in some way.
Yeah.
And it was easy to understand even though it was so complex.
Exactly. And it's like they get to this, they paint this picture of this bigger point that they're going to get to, but they kind of solve that by the end of the first episode, and then it's like, where do they go?
Where do we go?
It's they got places that they're going, and it's
and
like,
I believe it. Like, I know there's more.
Like, this is what they presented. I feel like is a very fundamental idea or theme of the show, but by that I mean very fundamental, and they build off of that like crazy, and the show just like it really starts to dive in a direction where I feel like it's more about interrogating not only just the structure itself and the products of that structure, in society, but moreover like forcing you to reflect on how you engage in that structure, how you participate in building the structure.
Within like the first 10 minutes of the show, I was like, damn, I'm like already rethinking the way I do shit.
Yeah, right. And it does that. It'll make you ask that question because, and I mean, it's a very necessary question to ask, and like,
and once you ask it, you're kind of like,
and it's not one of those that you are supposed to be like, oh no, I don't do it. It's one of those things where it's just being revealed to you. Like, we all have to do it.
And the thing is, it's not really being revealed to anyone.
Exactly.
We all know it.
Exactly.
We all, and that's why they say ignorance is bliss. Because what we don't know, we don't have to know. We don't have to act like it's there.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, is there a top 1% of the 1% running shit from I don't know.
Maybe
it could happen.
Yeah.
But like, fuck if I care.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'd care, but like, what's it doing to me right now?
But you think that way, but then it's like,
it's doing everything.
What? And it asks this question very specifically: what could you do if you just pulled out? If you just said, "Fuck society," And that is like that's the craziest question to me.
F society.
Because I don't know. That is like, I feel like fundamentally there's a place within this idea of a Americanism that we all have for this thing very specifically, and it's almost a necessary component of it because it's. I feel like it's what pushes culture forward in a lot of ways. That counter resistant, that counterculture to whatever the dominant culture is. Because without that questioning, without that interrogation, there's no way for the large populace of society to think anything ill of what they are doing, or to even be in a situation where they're forced to question things. And that's kind of what F society is all about.
Yeah, like these things that are so ingrained into our society that we don't even fucking think about are probably not right most of the time.
Exactly.
Like, but that's just the way things are.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way things are. I can keep thinking like, oh, well, it's never gonna change because nobody's ever gonna do it.
But that is you being backed into a corner of complacency, which is what they wanted in the first place. That's why the structure was built, so that it wasn't easy to infiltrate, so that it wasn't easy to change, so that you wouldn't feel motivated to do so. Because why? Because then they couldn't have whatever enterprise they have. You know, it's like every policy is written with intention. And just kind of going back, what Kendi writes about in his How to Be an Anti-Racist book is like, policy, this idea of systemic racism is really just a mask for saying that a policy is racist, that policies of a structure, of an institution, are racist. It's not an institutional thing, it's not the people, it's the policy.
It's what is going on is
because
racist.
You have to look at the person who wrote the policies and what the intention of that policy was and who they had in mind when they're writing it.
Exactly.
Chances are, and the way that they frame it in the book is like, if it's not promoting racial equity, then it is a racist action, which is a very lenient. It's an interesting read. He sets up a very unique argument, but the idea of it is that like there are ways to fix things, but you have to be intentional about fixing it.
This is a very complex subject, and for those who wouldn't understand, maybe you could put it like in the Purge movies. Mm-hmm. How the high society finds a way to kill the lower class just because of the lack of money there.
Exactly.
And the policy was written with intent. That's a much more obvious one, but it's still the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's precisely what it is. And it's like, you know, everyone else is like, oh yeah, fucking Purge, like Purge, yeah, it's great. And other people are like, but like, look who's not dying. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck, guys?
Like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Something's a little fishy here.
And it's like, they weren't even trying to hide the fact that, yes, they did just kind of want protection and to kill the homeless. Great way to keep the population down. Interesting thing, that workshop I was telling you, I was teaching the other day about design thinking. We went through this ideation process where we had students think of solutions to a lot of problems, and a lot of the solutions that they came up with were solutions to overpopulation.
They were like, let's Thanos snap this bitch.
Yeah. I think one of them actually was the Thanos snap. He said that this is Thanos' Infinity Gauntlet. Like, it was. Yeah, we did a Lego thing. It was really cool.
Okay, dope.
It is.
But yeah, like, and obviously, everyone watching Avengers was like, well. Everyone was kind of like, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
But like, that's not okay. There comes a point where morality is more important than what is maybe necessary.
Yeah, right, and that's kind of the ethic of a hero. That morality comes first. It's not about saving, or it's not about catching the bad guy. It's about saving the good guy.
Sorry, my dog's in the room sniffing around and eating things off my floor. Things that don't have to be eaten.
Midnight
like
snack. Midnight snack.
Man, that really drove my train of thought away. We were doing good. That was a good conversation.
Yeah, shit. I kind of lost my train of thought too. I'm not gonna lie.
But it'll probably come back around. Anyway, this first episode of Mr. Robot was fucking astounding.
It was.
And like, there's no doubt in my mind I'm gonna be binging the shit out of this.
Yeah, you gotta get into it. There's some shit like
I'm gonna be watching week after week this fall.
We could do some shit. Like we could definitely talk about that on here.
Like that just led to an entire philosophy conversation about race.
A very philosophical show, but it's very like
slide
you have to,
it.
Yeah, slide. It's not like
you have to analyze it to be able to go and recognize these things.
Exactly. Yeah. Joey Badass is in season 2. He's in season 2 and 3.
Okay.
He's actually a pretty important character in season 3.
Ooh, I'm excited.
He's actually a pretty important character in season 2. He's like one of those people who is like he's not in the show overly often,
but like when he is, it's super important.
Like kind of like Gypsy, like in the Flash, like recurrent.
She always popped up when it needed to happen.
But you're always like, damn, yeah, like they're the shit.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of like that. Yeah, fuck with Joey Badass.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that then.
Yeah. Mr. Robot.
Anything else you want to say about it?
Christian Slater.
He was a Slater boy. She said, "See you later, boy."
She said, "See you later, boy."
Dude, that first episode, I can't get.
Rami Malek is a fucking.
Rami Malek is an amazing actor. Like so good, weird as shit. Like a lot of actors.
But that is the point.
That is the point.
Yeah.
Philly, stop.
One of the craziest things is how they portray depression and mental illness in this show.
Yeah, I was really intrigued by that in the first episode.
So they dig a lot deeper into that specifically. Like that is actually one of the core questions of the show is like kind of how they portray mental illness. But it's I think really interesting because it portrays kind of like the person. It portrays the symptoms in a very human way.
Yeah, like I thought of, like when I was watching it, I was thinking about how like more recently that's become a more impactful thing in television because of how realistic it is.
Yeah.
In a very sad way, obviously, but no matter what, that is realistic. And you have to be able to accept that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like it doesn't really this show definitely doesn't fucking cut corners or mince words at fucking all.
I could tell based off the first episode.
Yeah, it's just there's some scenes where it definitely I was like, ugh. Like,
oh yeah?
Yeah,
there's
oh shit, actually I was just yeah, no, there's a lot of scenes. Damn. This show goes for it. I'm telling you, it's really Game of Thrones-esque in how it's written. Like just not politically how it's written, but just like how it's written to get that excitement. You know what I mean?
How I said earlier, it felt like the first part of like a super long movie. Like that's what Game of Thrones was.
Yeah,
that was the point of it.
Exactly. It's very in depth, and then like you get into it, and you're like, oh fuck, like. Damn.
This is crazy.
Yeah, I should not have. I watched this show maybe 8th or 9th grade. I just remember I was definitely too young to be watching this show.
Yeah, and you were just kind of like you were watching it. You were like, it's so entertaining.
It was
but you didn't
so
really know
good.
Why.
I didn't know why. I remember watching the first episode, and I was like, wow, this is totally like the most serious show I've ever watched. Like, wow, this is deep. And I'm just like, I don't really get most of here, but
I really don't get most of it.
But damn, like this shit was beautiful. First,
and like objectively, even if you weren't looking as deep into it as we are, it would still be super entertaining because it does have these basic storytelling elements.
Exactly.
Like it does present a protagonist, it does present an antagonist, and the protagonists are edgy enough and like interesting enough that no matter how into it you are, you will be able to understand it and you will enjoy it.
And I'm telling you, like, watch for details in this show. This is definitely a show where
Easter eggs,
things will come back, and you'll be like, "What the fuck?" Like
it seems
it's
like,
one
like
of those.
the perfect show for like what we're doing here and what I like.
Yeah, it really is. Honestly, I'm like, I just got Prime back, and I hooked Colton up with it, and I'm hoping, honestly, I got enough money in the bank now. I could spare the change.
Yeah, you know what it is. You know what it is. He's helping me out. Yeah. Putting me on.
No, but I'm saying I might like get back into it and rewatch it with you.
Oh, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's fucking do it.
I need to. I've already.
We could start a Mr. Robot podcast.
Oh shit.
Completely separate. Do it in episode chunks.
Or we could just like do Mr. Robot on our already established.
Yeah,
podcast.
but then we become a Mr. Robot podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Wouldn't we have been a Euphoria podcast first?
Okay, fair. I'm actually super cool with that.
Yeah, I'm actually cool with being a Euphoria podcast.
Maybe
Euphoria
maybe we
is
hold
our
off
show
until Mr. Robot is on in season 4. So it's like the brand new episodes that everyone would be watching.
Wait, what do you mean? To start the
like whenever season 4 comes on, that's when we should start talking about Mr. Robot like weekly.
I see.
Like the way we did with Euphoria.
Okay. Season 4 of
Mr. Robot, isn't that the one that's coming out?
It comes out October 6th.
Okay, yeah. So whenever that, I'll catch up.
All right.
I'm on
3
it.
seasons.
October 6th. Finish that shit. But yeah, come October 6th, we'll be able to talk about this week after week.
Oh shit! Yeah, and it'll be on Amazon. Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
I think it'll come on because.
I mean, and I also have cable, so I can just turn on USA.
Yeah.
But yeah, sounds good.
Shit.
We just planned it all out on air, but
and that's how it goes.
Yeah, let's just do it. We'll dive right in.
That's what we're doing. October 6th. Watch out.
Yeah. You.
We're pointing at you. You see it? We're pointing.
But you got anything else you want to say?
Mr. Robot, great show. Check it out. Watch with us.
Watch with us for sure. Catch up. We'll start talking about it week after week on season 4, October 6th.
October 6th. That's your deadline.
That is your deadline.
Easy enough.
Next segment.
Next segment.
We wanted to talk about the greatest TV intros of all time. What you think?
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones immediately.
Yeah, it's gotta be Game of Thrones. Like, there's nothing as fucking cool as seeing Westeros, like...
being laid out for us.
Yeah, like that, man, fucking Westeros. And Essos, like,
Yeah, and like, in the last season where it followed where the White Walkers were all the way through.
Oh my god, that 3D model and how it changed. Like, the first time, I was like, I swear, because I was like watching, I was like, did I just forget this entire area? And then eventually the like designs and shit were just getting so crazy. I was like, nah, this wasn't here. Nah, I would have noticed this shit.
I would have seen that.
Yeah. And so that man and the theme song, like, you can't.
Oh, I mean, dun, dun,
why aren't we should play?
Dun, 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 why are we
You remember? It's okay.
Oh, I do. I'll be able to sing all of them. Yeah. It's the greatest intro monologue of all time, and it's fucking like 5 minutes.
I know.
I watched it every time.
You got to.
You had to. It was kind of part of the Game of Thrones experience.
It was.
Like, if you wanted to be a part of Game of Thrones culture, you had to watch it.
You had to.
When I hear it, it's just glorious.
Chills.
Ramin Djawadi,
Chills.
Genius.
Just chills.
Chills all over, just all up the arms.
All up the arms.
What other shows come to mind?
Well, you got Arthur.
Oh, fuck yeah, I got Arthur.
Arthur.
Every day when you're walking down the street. And everybody that you meet. Oh, it's so good.
Oh, man, Arthur.
Has a different point of view. And I said, hey,
what a wonderful time of day.
It's so good. Oh, my God. It has to be mentioned.
What?
That song is so good.
Oh, yeah, no, it's Arthur. And it's one of those childhood ones where you just hear it and
you're immediately transported back. Like, I remember sitting in...
It just reminded me of one, actually. And it's going to blow your mind.
Tell me.
I'm trying to place the name, but I think you'll get it. Rainbow Reading?
Yep.
Yeah, black dude.
Mm-hmm. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I can't remember it.
I can't remember it, but I remember it. Like,
yeah.
And I can't remember.
It's deep in my memory.
It's very deep. Like, but if I saw that, like, Reading Rainbow, was that the name of it?
I think so.
Yo, hold on. Where's my phone at?
I don't know, but I'll go back to Arthur for a sec.
Okay.
I remember every time I hear that theme song, I'm transported back to my elementary school's library, watching it on one of those old ass TVs that you had to push the button. And
oh shit! Yeah.
When it like grew on the screen, like, like I'm immediately transported back then, and it's because of that fucking song.
Reading Rainbow, I got it. Yeah. Yeah. God, love that black guy.
I love that black guy. But, yeah.
LeVar Burton.
Iconic.
Oh shit.
Who can forget the dinosaur tales? Where they had the eggs and they'd rub them or something and like they'd come to life.
That was yeah. The eggs they rub or something.
I was something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't remember the intro to that, but I remember it fucking banging. Okay?
Yeah. That shit was pretty fire, not gonna lie.
Who can forget about SpongeBob?
Oh shit. Hold on. This is the Reading Rainbow one. I had to go find it because I couldn't remember it.
Alright, yeah, let's listen in for it. Yes.
Oh! Ooh!
Oh, this is hard.
Yo, this shit sounds like so soulful, but it sounds like it's on like a cracked vinyl or something. So it's like it makes it like nostalgic.
Yeah,
like
it's hitting in a certain way that you only get from a vinyl record.
Damn. Okay.
Fuck with it. That shit bang.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Reading Rainbow has to be mentioned.
Yeah, alright.
But SpongeBob.
SpongeBob, yeah.
Oh, who lives in a pineapple?
I didn't even watch SpongeBob and I know that shit. Like, you gotta know that shit. You gotta know.
Absorbent in yellow and poured to sea.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Everyone knows the fucking song. I mean, you can't talk about theme songs without talking about Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Bill!
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Science rules.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just iconic.
Yeah.
No way around it.
Just straight iconic. It's a great show. Bill
Yeah.
Nye. I got to give an intro speech about Bill Nye in a couple hours here.
Oh yeah. I mean, it is 1:30 a.m. here on a Thursday morning.
Thursday morning.
Yeah,
Thursday
party.
morning, people.
Yeah. What are some other shows? I mean, Stranger Things.
Yeah.
That's the same sort of thing.
There's very
as
minimal.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like you have to. Like, there's something about it that's like ingrained.
It's
with
very
the way you watch Stranger Things.
It's a very minimalist intro too, which is I like. Creepy as fuck though.
Oh, and it hits every time.
I can't believe that Stranger Things actually waited like 3 seasons to get to the strange shit. Like the real strange shit. Yeah. Because like I was never actually scared watching, or like not scared but like freaked out.
Oh damn! Like
been
this is like real horror movie shit.
Until
and
season
3 really did that. It really fucking went there. I was like, oh damn.
We talked about this in the podcast anyway. Though.
Yeah, I mean it's whatever.
That feels like months. I guess it was months ago.
It was shit. Like 2 months ago.
It feels like though, like we've been like.
Nah,
it feels like
shit. That was 2 months ago because that was the 4th of July.
Damn.
Holy fuck! Time
flies. It feels like we just like do this shit now. Like,
yeah, like this is like kind of just something we do. Like I feel like we have to. It's
like an
obligation.
I do too. It definitely feels...
and but it's not a bad obligation. Yeah, I like doing it.
It's just like gotta.
It's kind of ingrained with what I'm doing now.
Yeah,
it's just like every week I have to do this podcast.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like damn, we've been pretty good about weekly shit too.
We've committed. We've really done it.
I think I missed 2 weeks.
Yeah, because I've only done 2 solo Coro episodes.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, back to the theme songs. You've never watched One Tree Hill, right?
No.
Have you heard the song? I don't wanna be anything other than what I'm. That's the theme song.
What I been wanna be, baby.
Trying to be lately. Oh. All I have to do. It's so good. I fucking love that song. And Gavin DeGraw is.
Is that the
amazing.
intro?
Yes.
Wow.
And it wasn't made famous because it was the intro, but it was famous. It became the intro, and then it was famous again, like it repeated.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of like the way Old Town Road blew up, went down, and then the music video came up, and then it was like the biggest deal again.
Yeah. Did it end up breaking the record for longest streak? It went over 14 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it went to like 18. It went like it was crazy. But yeah, One Tree Hill. Fucking great.
Old Town Road is going to be solidified in the record books for a
very
long time.
The one that held the record 2 songs ago was a song by Mariah Carey and Boyz II Men. And then it was broken by Despacito.
Okay, so we've had Despacito. Despacito and Old Town Road.
And then Mariah Carey and Boyz II Men.
Why did what the fuck was Despacito?
Despacito.
Like,
I don't know that much, so I just say burrito.
Yo,
So good.
like that shit was just like such a hot thing. Like I just remember like it literally coming out of nowhere, everywhere. I was just like Despacito, Despacito, Despacito. I was like, what?
It was all over the place, and it fucking.
And then
sucked.
it like broke the YouTube record. I was like, you telling me like Wiz Khalifa isn't singing about Paul Walker now? Like what the fuck?
Fuck, man. Well, let's move on. That tears me up every time.
That sentence.
I was on a date when I went and saw that movie in theaters.
Shit.
And it was Fast 7, right?
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
And the ending happened. Fucking bawled.
Oh my God.
Bawled on her shoulder. Just crying my eyes out on her shoulder. We didn't go on a second date.
Wait, who are you gonna do it?
Well, I'm not gonna talk about it now.
No, just tell me.
I'll tell you later, okay? I'll tell you later. I don't think you know her. I don't think you know her. She'll know if she listens.
Okay.
She'll know if she
Does
listens.
she listen?
No.
Then tell me.
I don't want her. I don't want everyone to know.
Oh.
Okay, so what are some other great theme songs?
Little Einsteins.
Oh,
Gotta go with Little
zooming
Einsteins.
through the sky, little
Einsteins.
Einsteins. Hey, yeah, climb aboard, get ready to explore. There's so much to find. Little Einsteins, yeah.
Hey.
It's so good. Remember when that like remix blew up a couple years ago and Vine was still a big
freshman
deal?
year, I remember it. I remember that shit perfectly.
People would like hit the whip.
That
and
shit, like at first I was like, okay, guys, this is a meme. But like, and usually I don't like I don't fit into that shit. But then I was like, wait, bro, like this is like actually hard. Like
I remember when that shit like brought me and Ethan Swanigan together. Like we were like pretty good friends, right? And then we started hanging out more when that song was like a big deal, and we started doing that shit together. And for some reason, that was it. Like we like
that was how you were
the
friends.
friendship anew.
What is Ethan Swanigan up to now?
He's at Missouri State playing football.
Really?
He's a wide receiver there.
Is he good?
Yeah, he's always been pretty good.
Yeah, yes.
Very good, actually.
Very.
Got to a D1 school. Playing football.
True. That is true.
It's pretty impressive.
That is.
But yeah, Little Einsteins. Backyardigans. The Backyardigans.
Gotta go with the Backyardigans. I'm not gonna lie, hands down, probably my favorite show. Like,
yo, when I was little,
show.
the Backyardigans would schmack undeniably.
Mm-hmm.
Like I fucking loved that. Like Pablo.
Ooh.
Pablo was probably my favorite.
They had they were just so real. I felt like they were the most.
They were also the most diverse.
They were that and the closest to what a real group of friends would look like and how they would talk to each other and shit.
True, and like I felt like I was with them. You know,
I felt
like
I was a backyard. I was a backyardigan. I was in the backyard again.
You feel?
I wish I was in the backyard again.
Yo,
man,
the Backyardigans.
Back in the day.
You had Uniqua, Austin, Pablo, and yeah.
Yo, low key, whoever did the Backyardigans, whoever wrote that show,
Real as fuck.
Real as fuck.
I feel like Martellus Bennett could have wrote that shit.
What did you say that one girl's name?
Uniqua.
Like, hey, it's unique. Oh, like, the point is clear. Like, you got a unique name. It is okay. Her name is
Tasha,
Uniqua.
Tyrone. Who can forget Tyrone?
Oh, damn. That was my dude.
Tyrone.
That was my dude.
That was the guy.
Bruh. I kind of want to... Nah.
I want to watch it.
Nah. Nah.
I can't, right?
Nah.
I shouldn't,
That'd
right?
be
Weekly breakdown.
Okay.
The Backyard.
Let us know what you think. We'll put up a poll on something.
Yeah, sure. I mean, there were so many great ones when we were little, but there are some other iconic sequences, like Phineas and Ferb. Timmy Turner, The Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh shit! Yep.
That's like Jimmy Neutron.
Jimmy Neutron. The Office.
iCarly.
Okay.
Zoe 101.
Victorious.
Drake and Josh.
Yo.
Drake and Josh.
Drake and Josh.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, Drake and Josh. Now that was some.
I never thought it'd be so simple, but I
find a way. I find a way. I just get a certain feeling just hearing like us singing the song.
Oh, it makes me so fucking happy.
That shit is like I just think I'm like on a sleepover with my friends. Like it's Saturday morning, we're just chilling.
It's Sunday morning. I gotta get up, go to church with my friend's family.
Oh shit! Oh shit! I never stayed over with friends who went to church.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Dude, I did that a couple times, and every time I was kind of like, man, I'll just come over on Friday nights.
We gotta do all this shit. God damn. 1 week. Leave us at home, god damn it.
God damn. But let's talk about How I Met Your Mother.
I thought about it. Good
Good
song, but I feel like it was unimpressive in general.
But there's a certain feeling you get when you hear it now.
There 100% is. That is just because...
Which I guess definitely has more to do with the show.
Itself yeah. I feel like they could have done more, you know? It's just
they
like some
definitely could have, but
snapshots. And they didn't change it one bit over 9
They did on that episode where like
Barney... Oh, yeah, where Barney... that was funny. that was probably the best of it. Yeah, that was definitely the best use of it.
Gosh. I mean, and then there are other iconic sitcom theme songs like Friends. Who can forget the... Like, no, everybody knows the clap. Everybody knows the clap because of Friends.
Everybody knows the clap.
Not chlamydia. The clap.
What?
You know, it's an STD, the clap.
Everyone knows the clap, and then he just said chlamydia.
Yeah, it was a joke about STDs.
Because we said everyone knows the clap.
Yeah, which is chlamydia. I didn't say it was a good joke.
Oh my god.
It was just a joke.
Okay, I see.
God
damn.
That was awful.
God damn.
I hate myself. Oh my god. But yeah, I was talking about Friends, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's some other good. Cheers has a pretty iconic theme song.
Andy Griffith.
Well, I bet you've heard the Cheers theme song. Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name.
Oh yeah.
And they're always glad you can.
Yeah, I think I heard that.
Yeah, that's the Cheers theme song.
Okay.
And it's famous because it was the Cheers theme song.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's a pretty iconic intro, and it was a good song itself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of some other ones that, that 70s show never had a theme song, which I was kind of disappointed by because they could have had a great... Oh, yeah, they did. Hanging out down the street, the same old thing that we did last week. Not a thing to do but talk to you. We're all alright. We're all alright. I love Wisconsin. Dude, I love that thing.
That shit is fire.
I'm glad I got to perform the whole thing.
Yeah. I was just kind of letting you do it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of disappointed I forgot it had a theme song for a second.
Yeah,
it's a pretty amazing theme song.
Of course, I mean, I feel
like... Well,
I
was remembering the little title sequence they'd always play at the beginning where, like, that 70s show would show up on the screen, and I was like, was it like modern shows where they don't have, like, a super long intro? I've always preferred a show with a title sequence.
I will tell you the worst title sequence.
Oh, what's that?
House of Cards.
Ugh, that sucked. I hated watching it.
The first time I watched that, I was just like... It
almost made me turn it off. I was like, yo, fuck this shit, dude. Like, this is so boring.
Yeah, I was like, are you just going to show snapshots of different buildings? Like, I don't give a fuck. Like,
bitch, I don't give a fuck, Keisha.
Bitch, I don't give a fuck.
I mean, it's... Oh, God, that was so bad. I hated it. That was
so boring.
I could not stand... I'm trying to think of some other shows that have the worst. I mean... I don't know. There's not a lot that had a whole theme song.
Yeah.
With a whole title sequence that I was just like, God, can this be over?
I know. There's just the House of Cards was bad. Skip it. Skip. Oh shit. Skip.
Shit. I gotta go back.
So many times, like I think there might. I have this weird feeling that there's a memory somewhere in my head of a time where the intro came on and I had to kind of go all out to get the remote before the skip intro would disappear. Yeah, like fuck off screen.
Another good one is BoJack Horseman.
That one is dope.
It's vibey as
that
fuck.
Shit is trippy as fuck.
It is, and
like
it's so much fun to watch every time. Like I will always watch it because the song goes with what's being showed perfectly.
Yeah.
And there's like horns and it's electronic in a way, but
isn't it like a weird like electronic? Yeah, that shit is like wild.
It's like boom, 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 boom. Like I can't explain. I can't do it. I can't replicate it. But like you just gotta watch it because it's fucking awesome.
It is.
I mean, I was never a fan of Parks and Recs.
No.
I don't even really remember it.
Yeah, me honestly.
I mean, if I heard it, I'd know it. Obviously,
it was kind of basic. I remember it was a really simpleton song, which makes sense because it's
that was the point of it.
It's a simpleton show.
Rick and Morty.
You know, not as impressive as I well, it's cool and they do vary a bit.
They don't really.
Though.
I wish they would change the sequence
I
itself.
wish they would make the scenes in it happen in the show.
I do too, because there's a lot of stuff in it that I'm like,
I think those things are implied to have happened. So it's like
they are. Like, remember the episode where Mr. Poopy Butthole is supposed to be like a part of the entire thing?
Yeah.
So he's in every single title sequence. That was amazing. I like that one a lot.
I like that. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of some other ones. Not a lot are coming to mind. I don't remember Sherlock's. Was Sherlock just...
It was bland.
It was another one of those kind of like House of Cards where you were just like, ugh. That's why I don't remember it.
Yeah.
I've watched Grey's Anatomy. I can't remember if it had a theme song, which means it probably wasn't very good.
No. Can't imagine it being... Have you seen all of Grey's Anatomy?
No, I watched the first 9 seasons, which is kind of what I've gathered from everyone is kind of when most people were like, all right, I'm out.
Now they're on season 15.
Yep, now they're already confirmed for like 17 fucking seasons. like that's
what the
ridiculous. Fuck? And like, I definitely could have kept watching. It was just kind of like too many people that I liked have died.
Yeah.
I can't keep going through this. I'm not going to. Like, I refuse.
Too many people that I like have died.
No, like my favorite characters. All of them were dead. I couldn't do anything about it.
It's Grey's Anatomy. I don't get how everyone fucking dies.
The point is, it's kind of like Euphoria in the way that it's like every single problem that could possibly happens at one hospital. You know?
Yeah.
So like there's one with like a mass shooting. There's one with like a bomb. There's
Jesus Christ.
Like people fucking. There's an airplane crash. Like it all happens to this one.
What is with the airplane crashes? Breaking Bad did that too. That was the most random shit.
Yo, but that
Breaking Bad intro.
And the reason that was great is because there was nothing about it that you could have foreseen coming.
Exactly, and you're just like they tease it the entire season,
and then it's like one little thing that switches, and that's like why everything falls apart.
And then you're like, whoa, I've known for a while what is going on. Really,
it's crazy.
Yeah, that intro is really, really simple. It's just the periodic table.
Yeah, but the song, it fits the show well.
The song, it's like this weird, like dirty...
Yeah, like grimy, just kind of like, ugh. Like methy.
Methy. That's what I wanted to say, but I was like...
It's just methy.
Methy sounds?
Like, I can't even really explain it. It's just methy.
I've talked to a meth head before. A couple.
So, I've talked to a crackhead.
I don't think I probably haven't.
I remember when I think we interacted with a crackhead downtown.
Definitely a crack guy.
He thought I was Mexican.
Yeah, and he just talked too much.
Yeah, and he was really hitting on a 17-year-old girl.
That was
It was uncomfortable.
That was weird.
Yeah, he had to fuck right off. Stay in school, kids. Don't do drugs. That's what he said to us. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
He said, "Oh, good for you guys. Staying in school, not doing drugs."
Not doing drugs, After he comes up and asks us for a swisher.
Yeah, he came up, asked us for a swisher, and then when we said we didn't have one, he goes, "You got a light?"
Nah.
We were like, "Nah, bud. Sorry."
Nah.
But I can't think of many other great title sequences.
Yeah, I think we got most of them.
I think we covered it. The next segment will be a film review of 1987. Unfortunately, me and Tavares aren't exactly keen on the movies in 1987, so I will be doing that segment alone after I watch a couple of them. That's why we recorded this so early in the week. Psych, it just happened that way.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that was a nice, excuse. Yeah. I don't know why you needed to give it, but
I didn't need to, so I was just like, I don't know why I said it. Yeah, so you want to do a little sign-off right here for both of us?
Sure.
This has been the Penny Bloom Podcast with Tavares. Next segment will be Solo Coro.
Yeah, I'll be here in spirit.
Of course you will. You're always with me.
I'll probably be... What time you plan on doing this around tomorrow?
I don't know. It might be tomorrow. It might be the next day.
I'll either be making wings or working on homework probably. So.
And I will be there with you in spirit.
And we'll be connected in spirit because that's just how Penny Bloom works.
That's just how we do.
This wouldn't work if we didn't work that way. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
That's how I go.
That's how I go. This has been the Penny Bloom Podcast. Shout out Keanu Reeves.
Shout out Keanu Reeves. You the GOAT, bro.
We love you.
You the GOAT,
there's no other way to put it.
You the man. You the man. You know you the man, right?
You the man, baby.
You the man.
Bye. So before I get into this best film of 1987, I wanted to do our song of the week. And this week it's a song I got from the show Woo Assassins. It's Bury Me Alive by Kelvin Colt. Kelvin Colt is a German artist, but he's speaking English on the track. And this shit goes. It is hard. Really good. It's off his LH914 EP. So yeah, check it out. Bury Me Alive by Kelvin Colt. Now, for the best film of 1987. This was a good year. We had a lot of good movies. You had Predator. You had Lethal Weapon, Adventures in Babysitting, Full Metal Jacket, La Bamba, Spaceballs, Dirty Dancing, The Lost Boys. All great movies. Spaceballs an all-time stupid comedy. Dirty Dancing an all-time movie anyway. And so is La Bamba. La Bamba's great too. But for me, I decided to go with one that might not be the very best, but one you probably haven't heard of before. In The Monster Squad. It's another ultimate 80s movie. I mean, the cast, it's not exceptional. I haven't seen anyone in anything else, but it's really good. It's directed by Fred Dekker, who wrote and directed last year's remake of The Predator, and that was co-written by Fred Dekker and Shane Black, the same two dudes who wrote The Monster Squad. Black also wrote The Nice Guys in 2016 with Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe. He co-wrote Iron Man 3, and he wrote all the Lethal Weapon movies. So it was a pretty big year for that Shane Black guy for him to have written The Lethal Weapon and then The Monster Squad. You know what? Let me give you the synopsis here. 12-year-old Sean Crenshaw and his best friend Patrick are die-hard monster fanatics. Along with their friend Horace, nicknamed Fat Kid, junior high tough guy Rudy, Sean's kid sister Phoebe, and little Eugene, they come together and talk monsters. But when Dracula, Frankenstein, the Wolfman, the Gill-Man, and the Mummy come to their small town to get an amulet to control the world, Sean leads his friends into an action to protect their town from the forces of evil. Now, I know this movie doesn't sound great. It's a basic Halloween premise. But with spooky season approaching, I figured no better time than the present to discuss The Monster Squad. I watch it every October. I have for several years with my family, and it's just kind of a nostalgic classic. No matter where you are in life, if you are a film buff and you study theater, I mean, not theater, but if you study movies, you're still going to love this movie because critically it is good. And if you are just a teenager who knows nothing about it, this movie is going to be wildly entertaining anyway. It's got some amazing quotables. I mean, you got Wolfman's got nards. They kicked Wolfman in the nuts. So Horace declared, Wolfman's got nards. It's pretty iconic. Fat Kid, Horace, was getting bullied while he had a shotgun in his hand, and he said, my name. Well, someone goes, whoa, Fat Kid, and he goes, my name is Horace. Cocks the gun. Pretty amazing. And then the little sister, Phoebe, she befriends Frankenstein,
And when she's like holding Frankenstein's hand and all the older boys are like really scared of him and everything, she goes, "Come on, guys, quit being chicken shit." And that's pretty great. It's one of those classics that's just going to appeal to teenage sensibilities. It's not a basic coming of age story like the last couple movies have been, but nevertheless it will appeal to the teenager in you. No matter what, you'll always have that sort of appeal when you're watching this movie, and I mean, like, it's just a nostalgic classic. No matter what, it's going to make you wish you could go back to the time when you were always excited for Halloween. Like, I remember what it was like to just, like, be fucking crazy October 30th and 31st because I was so fucking hype. And the Monster Squad really reminds you of that sensibility. So, 1987's best film was The Monster Squad. Thank you very much.